and pay 1,000 gold to conquer me.
He has been bullying me since junior high school. Look at me, being forced to kneel down.
He felt distressed while rubbing my head evilly.
Don't you dare to get close to other girls again. I'll blow your ass off next time.
I feel like crying without tears.
I just listened to Master Taizhang Beipi's sermon.
This is the math problem and you still want to hit me.
Thinking back to the days when I was bullied by him over the years, I want to cry even more.
He is a wealthy daughter. Why do you take pleasure in bullying me, a poor student?
No more life. No more
I'm
life.
going to the rooftop to get it over with.
But when I stood on the rooftop,
I actually awakened the ability to
I
read
heard
minds.
the voice of the Yanda daughter who has been bullying me.
See, I talked to another bad woman today.
Why does he always fail to learn well?
Obviously, just looking at me alone is enough.
My eyes suddenly widened. Does CI refer to my name Song CI?
After school, I was pressed down by a group of people.
The dirty water
that wiped the floor was poured directly onto your head. Nearly sub-zero weather.
I was so frozen that I couldn't even say anything to beg for
my
mercy. Silent attitude annoys the people in front of me. Give a
even
loud
more.
slap.
Bring back my frozen mind.
Sister Nyanyan, how dare you get distracted while
Are
talking
you
to
looking for
you?
death?
I raised my head tremblingly.
Looking at that tall figure.
My deskmate,
A man who relies on his status as a wealthy daughter, became the school bully eldest sister.
He was also the initiator of bullying
Sun
me.
Yanyan smiled evilly at me and said, "Do you know where you went wrong?"
Thin lips uttered this familiar sentence.
Words carved into my leg. Every time someone bullies me, Sun Yanyan would always ask this question first.
Then he forced me to kowtow in recognition.
While slapping myself. So much so that just hearing this sentence, I trembled all over as a result of conditioned reflex. Sorry. I knelt on the ground in humiliation.
Numbly uttering words of admission.
I shouldn't have gone without permission.
Just talk to people without permission. Are there any more? Sun Yanyan pinched her chin,
The eyes reveal satisfaction.
and I raised my head in confusion. But the next second, the person opposite just lifts his leg.
Glued my head to the ground.
Song Sirai, are you unable to survive without a woman? When you see a girl, stick to her. Is it disgusting? It turned out to be because
I
of
thought
this.
numbly. Can you give me a lecture?
Isn't Master Miji too arrogant? So I obeyed and said I'm sorry. I shouldn't get too close to a girl when I see her. There was laughter all around.
Sister Nyanyan, this man is so mean.
Someone said. Several pairs of feet kicked over, falling on my belly and between my ribs. I hold my head tightly and try not to let the tears fall.
I do not know how long it has been.
They seem fed up. Hit a sandbag that doesn't respond, only then finally stopped.
Su Nyanyan's voice still sounded unhurriedly.
Do you dare next time?
No, I don't dare
My
anymore.
whole body is twitching. Just squeeze out these few words.
I've exhausted all my energy.
I was wrong. Su Nyanyan's voice was a little pleasant. He looked at the people around him, waved his hand. It's all gone. I'll treat you to a drink with Wahaha later.
A group of people started talking and laughing and left.
I lay on the ground numbly, watching their retreating figures.
There is no place on the body that is not stabbed.
I'm a man, but he was bullied by women since he was a child.
No dignity and no hope. A trace of confusion flashed in my eyes.
Live like this.
Does it really make sense?
Then I came to the rooftop, just when it's on the verge of collapse.
I suddenly heard Su Nyanyan's voice.
I talked to someone again today.
Why does he always fail to learn well?
Obviously, just looking at me alone.
Enough words. Word is my name.
That voice, like something that just clicked in my head.
I raised my head in surprise.
But Su Nyanyan's figure
Already disappeared around the corner of the stairs. It's just an auditory hallucination. But that interruption just now.
But it made me inexplicably give up the idea of committing
The college
suicide.
entrance examination is in 3
As
months.
long
as I persist for these 3 months.
Can leave this school forever.
Leave these people alone.
I gritted my teeth and got up from the floor, limping towards home. It's already 7 p.m. MOM will get off work in 1 hour.
I have to get there before he gets home.
Wash off the messy black clothes. Can't let him find out.
Otherwise, he will definitely be very
I'm a
sad.
single-parent family.
It was already very hard for my mother to raise me up by herself. Can't let him worry anymore.
After cleaning myself up skillfully, I took the time to take out my notebook and started reviewing.
Ever since I started being bullied, my grades have also dropped a lot. In fact, it's just pain in the flesh.
I don't care about him that much.
But soon, Yanyan, it will be strange.
Tear up my papers and notebooks.
Will be when I'm listening to the class. Take away my textbook.
If things go on like
My
this,
grades changed from the top of my original class.
adjusted to mid-range level.
The head teacher probably saw something coming. But I heard that Su Nyanyan's family has a good
He
background.
dare not provoke. so I can only turn a blind eye.
I acquiesced to Su Nyanyan's bullying of me because of money.
Good looking. There are many younger brothers and younger sisters gathered around him, so the time I can really study every day.
The only thing left is the day after I return home.
Obviously, I just want to study hard, get into a good university, find a good job.
Let MOM live an easier life.
Such an ordinary life plan.
Why is it so far away?
So difficult to achieve. The next day carrying bread and milk that were too late to eat, walking into the classroom coquettishly.
I don't want to look so timid either.
But the body has already formed a memory. Just close here.
I have trouble breathing, chest tightness.
I saw. Su Nyanyan had already been sitting in her seat leisurely. I want to drink some breakfast milk. But in this case, he could only spend the morning on an empty stomach.
As a boy, he needs more nutrition.
Never mind. The familiar voice sounded in my mind again. I froze in place,
looking at Su Nyanyan blankly.
Obviously, his lips didn't move at all.
But I heard his voice.
Watch what I do.
Su Nyanyan raised her eyes slightly. The tone is a bit dangerous.
Like sideburns that can be panned at any time. I'm smart all over.
Reflexively put the breakfast milk and bread in his hands.
Handed it out. Did you eat breakfast yet?
This is for you. The words just left
I regret
my mouth.
it.
You, Su Nyanyan, always like to bully my character. He will definitely scold me first.
Then throw everything away.
However, the expected picture did not appear.
Su Nyanyan looked at the milk in my hand.
As if thinking of something. For a long time, the corners of her lips curled up slightly.
Su Nyanyan took the milk.
He actually took it over. Even thanked.
I opened my eyes in disbelief.
Wasn't what I just heard an illusion?
It's Su Nyanyan's heartfelt voice.
Sheba is so stupid every time I see her a boy.
But he always looks so stupid. I just want to bully her even more.
But forget it today.
Breakfast milk is quite sweet. Hearing Su Nyanyan's voice again,
I quickly looked away.
Sit on seat.
Stop looking at him.
I took out the book, pretending to watch carefully. My thoughts have gone crazy. He actually has the ability to read minds.
Can I hear Su Nyanyan's heartfelt voice?
At this time, Su Nyanyan lazily supported her, looking out the window, as if in a daze.
But I heard his voice.
Well, this window should be cleaned. I can't even see Ci's face clearly.
He's watching me through the window reflection.
I couldn't help but feel tense all over.
Small talk.
I seem a little distracted today. Did you strike too hard yesterday? That's what it deserves.
I've warned it so many times.
Don't let him talk to anyone else. Why?
Still have to deal with those people who are neither trivial nor trivial.
It's disgusting to look at. I really want to lock him up. Let him never have contact with other people again.
Why can't you learn to behave better?
I'm on pins and needles.
In mind, I can no longer listen to any of the lecture content, and Su Nyanyan's inner voice still popping into my mind.
Is your puppy losing weight recently? It feels like you can snap your jaw with just a pinch. I really shouldn't have taken away his milk in the morning.
But he hasn't brought me breakfast for a long time. Don't think that I don't know that you study hard.
I want to get into a good university.
Then stay far away from me.
Do you really think you can escape?
No matter how far you run, I will catch you back.
No, it should be more prudent. Plan ahead.
It would be better if he cannot take the college entrance
the admission
examination,
ticket.
or just destroy his right hand.
If you do this,
it will be very sad every time.
But only total destruction. He won't always think about running away and becoming a useless person.
Stay with me forever.
My whole face turned pale. I finally understand why Su Nyanyan is targeting me.
It turns out it's not because of disgust. On the contrary, he loves me to the core. No wonder.
He always talks to me when I'm talking to someone. Suddenly changed his face.
I also benefited from everyone's isolation from me.
It turns out it was just twisted possessiveness.
But if this is the way he loves people,
that's really disgusting. But I didn't expect. It's Su Nyanyan, looking at me with a pale face.
I suddenly said in my heart.
Why did Ci's face suddenly turn so white?
It must be because I didn't eat.
After class,
he suddenly ran out. Less than 5 minutes.
A cup of hot soy milk and some bread thrown in front of me.
Return your Su Nyanyan. Fierce. A thin layer of sweat broke out on his forehead. The breath is also a little unstable.
It looked like he had just run all the way to the canteen.
The whole next lesson.
Su Nyanyan's heart was extremely noisy. I regretted for a moment that I shouldn't have taken away my breakfast.
I was happy for a while and just started talking to me.
After a while, it jumped to ruining my college entrance examination.
And I always listened to the class calmly and calmly. Next few days, I bring breakfast to Su Nyanyan every day.
Su Nyanyan's voice also often jumps between two extremes.
Will be suspicious for a while. Why is he suddenly so nice to me again?
What does he want to do? After a while, there was joy again.
If only he could be so good forever.
I like the most.
But there is a voice that keeps lingering.
This is the only way to destroy it.
It will stay forever.
Always be kind to you.
It's so disgusting. I just stood by
Turn
and
a blind
watched.
eye.
But it's also time to send in the blankets.
If I remember correctly.
It's Su Nyanyan's birthday in 3 days. I bought gifts in advance. An ordinary water glass.
9 yuan's 9 free shipping online.
The kind that gives you 2 yuan in cashback if you
For
give it
this
a good
kind of
review.
person,
It's not worth spending even a dime more.
just
That water cup is very similar to the one I usually use.
if you don't look carefully.
Will be recognized as a couple having
I
a
believe
cup. Su Nyanyan will like it.
But this day,
I haven't had time to enter the classroom
I
yet.
was tied up by a group of boys and pushed into the bathroom. The leader is Su Nyanyan's cousin Yifan.
going to high school this year. Yifan is targeting me. It's not just a matter of 1 or 2 days.
Most open. At first, I thought he had the same hatred as Su Nyanyan.
But now I understand.
He just has a crush on Su Nyanyan
and jealous of me.
It's ridiculous if you can. I wish I could take away Su Nyanyan's twisted love.
Give them all to him.
Some boys kicked me to the ground.
Hit me with punch after punch. Fists and feet fell like raindrops.
I curled up, trying to protect the things in my arms.
Listening to Yifan frowning.
Temporarily stopped those people's actions.
What are you holding in your hand? Handing it over. I shook my head in panic. Nothing, nothing.
I just have an upset stomach.
I haven't finished my defense yet.
Yifan gave him a loud slap in the face.
Words that moved me. Does Song Siu think that I am mentally retarded? He raised his chin. Someone immediately stepped forward and grabbed my hand. Press on the back. Bailey carefully packaged gift box.
Fell directly to the ground. Yifan looked gloomy and unclear.
Picking out gift boxes with bamboo skewers.
Then I seemed to think of something. Kneel down and unpack the box.
A cheap glass came out of it.
There is another one that I carefully prepared.
A greeting card for my dear deskmate.
Sure enough, the moment I saw the greeting card,
Yifan's expression suddenly became extremely ferocious and
Without
twisted.
saying a word, he tore the card into pieces.
pick up that cheap cup. Then hit me hard.
I heard Yifan's sneer. I knew you were interested in my sister.
Don't urinate and take pictures of yourself looking stupid. You deserve it.
A poor student like you. Do you see a girl and want to hook her up? Today, I will teach you how to behave.
He is just the person next
Drag
to him.
me up.
Press on the glass piece.
I was held down by a strong force that could
Kneel
not
on
be
a
opened.
layer of broken glass. School uniform pants are very
It has
thin.
no protective effect at all.
My knees were quickly bruised and bloody.
Yifan's mouth is still open.
And uttering humiliating words.
But I can't hear clearly anymore. There's a buzzing in my head. My eyes are constantly turning black.
Just when I feel like I'm about to collapse.
Suddenly,
I heard a familiar voice coming from outside the bathroom. Why didn't CIC come to class today?
are you feeling unwell and asking for leave?
It's Su Nyanyan.
He happened to be passing
I
by.
tried my last bit of strength.
Called out his name.
After Su Nyanyan heard this,
Suddenly rushed over.
Looking at me lying on the ground with my knees bloody and
He
suddenly turned into a yander.
Laughed evilly.